Well, today we have a project. I've got an F&B doll, EFFANBE. Don't think I said something dirty. From 1949. As you can see, she has no hands. And her dress is in desperate need of mend. This doll was my mother's doll. My mother played with this doll when she was 8 years old. My aunt gave it to me about 8 years ago, and I've been looking for pieces and parts to get her back to original shape. So, if you're interested in redoing a doll and getting her beautiful like she was originally in 1944, let's get this walker named Honey in shape. Well, hello, my rays of sunshine, and how are you today? I am blessed. It's a nice, cool morning, but it's going to be 93 by afternoon. We haven't had rain in a few days, so hopefully we won't have a lot of humidity. I hope you're having good weather where you are. The heat wave's coming back to us, and so is the humidity. So, oh my, summer is not over yet. What is the official day? Supposedly Labor Day, summer's over. I don't think so this year. So, how's the weather where you are? I hope it's well. Well, today we are going to take on a project. This doll, her name is Honey, and she's called a walker only because of her legs, which I'm trying to dig out. A walker. As you see, poor thing has no underwear, no socks, one shoe, dress is in so much need of repair. She does have a little straw bonnet. Hair needs a little help. And she has no hands. We got to take care of that. This doll was given to my mother in 1949. Yeah, my mother was 8 years old. And her sister both got dolls like this for Christmas. Now, her sister's doll looks a lot better than this one. But, like I said, I've had it for 8 years only because it is so hard to find original parts. But I wanted original underwear. I wanted original socks. I wanted original shoes. And definitely did not want remanufactured arms. I wanted original arms. I wanted everything from 1949. And it took me a long time to find it, but I did. I got the arms, but we're going to have to paint them. They're a little scratchy. We're going to have to match flesh tone. I got the shoes. I got the socks. I got the little bloomers. So, come, share with me how I am redoing my mother's doll. Sound like fun? Wow. This one's going to be entertaining as I'm doing some stuff I've never done before. But I got a little artsy skills, little crafty skills, so we're going to try to do it. But my advice to you is to get yourself something to drink. You even need a snack for this one because I don't know what we're getting into. I think I have everything together that we need. I hope we have everything together that we're going to need. But this is going to take a little bit. I'm probably going to have to pause the video and come back and pause the video and come back. And as far as sewing this dress, I know I'm going to have to pause and come back. It's going to take a couple hours to put this dainty little lace back on this dress. So, without further ado, let me tell you, this is an F&B doll, EFFANBE. It's called a walker. She is 18 inches tall. This particular doll's name is Honey. And she was made between 1949 and 1952. This particular model is from 1949. So, I had to find original arms, 6-inch arms. I had to find original shoes, original socks, and original panties. And I will tell you, nothing I found was from the same place. Nothing. So I got the arms off Etsy. I got the shoes and socks off eBay. And I don't remember where I got the panties, but this literally took me 7 years to find all these pieces and parts. That's why I'm so excited about getting her redone and being able to sit her on my bed. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. You know, if you know about me, you know me and my mother didn't even know each other. I was 18 months old. So I never knew my mother. But still, to have something that was hers, something special, that means a lot to me. Don't know if it means anything to her because she left. I was abandoned at 18 months by my mother, but it means something special to me. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right. First thing you want to do is let's strip her down. Her bonnet looks in really good shape. I think all I'm going to have to do is just press the seams. I'm not sure. The hat. Yeah, it's in good shape. Very good shape. A little bonnet. Yeah. Bonnet's in great shape. Like I said, I'll just iron the ribbon. All right. Let's see about getting this dress off. This dress worries me because it's going to take a lot of sewing to get that lace back on. Ribbon around the waist is good. The snaps are on good. Okay. Won't have to redo the snaps. All right. So this is the little dress. I'm going to show you the back of it because that's what it's supposed to look like. Well, you see the front. That doesn't look very good. But let's go to the back. The back is how we want those layers. This one's got to be sewn on top. We want those layers. And I'm going to have to restitch this by hand around the neck. But this is going to be a project in its own. But we will get it done. Like I said, I'm going to probably take a week to do this video. It'll only be seconds for you because I'll edit it and put everything together. But there's a lot of work. A lot of work. Now, let's look at Honey. Honey has beautiful auburn hair. It's not too bad. The hair's not too bad. We can wet it and refix that. Eyes work. Eyes open and close. Body's in good shape. Legs are in good shape. Now she has one shoe. And I could not find a shoe exactly like this one. Let me get this off. But I did find some, and I'll show you. All right. I wished I could have found it, but these are pretty close. The ones I found are pretty close. All right. Let's take her shoe off. All right. But then we've got these arms. These are composite dolls. Okay, it's an 18-inch walker. And the arms were famous for the hands and fingers breaking. As you can see with age, it's composite. It just crumbles. So, first thing we want to do is we want to take these arms off. And that's done very easily. It's just a spring. It's just a spring. See? Okay. Looking better already. All right, so we have our doll. Yeah. See, it's just a spring that locks. That's it. So, there's arms. All right, now, let me show you the new arms we got. Like I said, again, these are going to have to be painted. because they're showing their age. It took me forever to find these. All right. Same thing, they've got the hooks. But these are my arms. And you see how this one, the paint, the composite is starting to disintegrate. So we're going to have to work on this. But she has hands, all fingers. So this one, we're going to have to sand those down a little bit, real lightly, and then paint those to make them flesh tone. That's going to be fun. Now, let me show you my bag of goodies that I've been slowly accumulating. And like I said, all of these things are from 1949. All right. I need to put another snap, but these are her little bloomers. Okay, the lace around the edges look good. Yeah, lace around. I'll just have to sew another little snap on her waistband. But we've got her little bloomers. Yay. And these socks are so fragile. Okay, we've got her little socks. All right, this one I got to work on. It's raveled a little at the top. Okay, so we've got her socks. No, this one's in better shape. Little socks. Look at that. Just look at that. I mean, the material and the things they used back then. Not polyester. The real stuff. And then her little shoes, we're going to have to do a little bit on. But these are the little shoes. This one doesn't even have a sole. So we're going to have to resole this one. But they've got the crisscross leather straps. Again, we're going to have to work on it a little bit. But those are our little shoes. So we got a lot of work to do. I'm going to clean this up, get my sandpaper, get my paint and all my stuff, and then I'm going to change the camera angle, and we're just going to start digging into the arms and take it from there. All right, I'm back. Now we're going to start with the arms. Now this one looks good. We got a little imperfection around here, but that's going to hide in the socket. This one looks great. So we need to make this little speckled, depainted thing look like this. So from all my research and everything I found, use fine grit sandpaper and just lightly go over it to smooth all the cracks. This makes me nervous because it was hard to find this. And I don't want to mess it up. Okay. No, it's working. So what I'm going to do, I have a few paint chips coming off, but that's okay. We'd rather have the paint chips come off now than to take the time and repaint it and have the paint chip off our new paint. Yeah, this is just taking a light sanding. I tell you, I was very leery. I said, I got a doll arm from 1949, and you want me to use sandpaper on it? But it's working. And this is a very fine grain sandpaper. I'm excited. You know, even though my mother and I had no relationship, I'm excited to have something of hers. I don't have much of hers, but it excites me. Because even though she may not have loved me or wanted me, I still have love in my heart, and I still pray for her. My mother's still alive, by the way. I just haven't seen her or heard from her since I was 18 months old. My aunt, her sister, has tried to get in touch with her, but she refuses to communicate. It's like she just left everything. And that was almost 60 years ago. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, that feels good. I forgot my wipes. Hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot my wipes. I thought I was prepared. I tried to be prepared, but I didn't have my wipes. So now, let's wipe her down real good. Oh, she's nice and smooth. Now, when I was getting paint and trying to think, because we need to match that color. And as you can see, right now, they're not close. They're not close. So, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I got two colors of paint. One is a champagne, and the other is a peach. So, got my little paint tray. This is my champagne, which is a little light, but that's okay because the other's a little dark. So hopefully we can mix this. Hopefully we can. I gotta open it. I just bought it. I haven't opened it. Okay. All right, so let's put a little in here. I'm gonna put quite a bit because if we do get lucky with the right color, I want to have enough. So that's the champagne. And then this is, it says basic skin tone. So let's see what this is like. It's definitely darker. It's real thin, very thin. Now, I'm going to tell you my secret to crafting. This was a set of makeup brushes I got for $1.99 off Amazon haul. And I like using makeup brushes when I do crafting. Why, you say? Because the bristles are so soft and they don't leave streaks. So, that is definitely, let's mix a little bit. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I might have to get a little, just a hint of brown. Let's see. I might, because it still looks awful light to me. And again, it's been years. Let's see. Well, it's going on good, but we're way too light. So hang on a second. I got to get some brown. I was not prepared. Oh no. Shame on me. Okay. Let's try a little bit of this. Just a smidgen. And I mean smidgen. Come on, just give me a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Let's see if we can darken it up. I knew this was going to be the battle. Oh, I might have put too much in there. Let's mix from this side. Not mix that in there and see what we get. Oh no, it's looking good. It's definitely darker. Let's put a little bit more in here. A little more of the brown. Make it a little darker. Let's go ahead and mix all the brown in. I'm telling you, makeup brushes make it so easy. No streaks. All right. I think we're still going to have to go darker. But I tell you, the paint is going on nicely. So we did a good job of sanding. But we have to find the color. Yes, I put a lot into this time. But I can always add more light. I'm just going to get it out here. And this is the hard part. At least it is for me. If y'all match up paints and do things. I mean, if I want to match a paint, I take a picture of it and take it to Lowe's. And they use their computers and off the picture on my phone. It's funny. But that doesn't work with this kind of paint. And these dolls. It doesn't. Okay. Let's see what this does. No, it's not working. All right. Let's rethink this. Let's get Honey out. All right, here's Honey. Let's look at Honey's face. That looks a little dark for Honey's face, doesn't it? I think that's going to go better. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to mix this paint up, and we're just going to paint both arms. That's what we're going to do. So let me get this all mixed up good, and we're going to paint both arms. That way we have 100% that they're going to match. No questions. But after holding that arm up to Honey's little face, I think it's too dark. This may be too dark after I finish mixing it all. We might have to put some more light in it. Because remember, doll babies are pale and sweet. What do you think? How's that look? I think that looks good. All right. Well, let's start painting. Let's start painting. Oh, yeah, this is going to be nice. So, I'm not going to make y'all sit here and watch me paint. That's kind of boring, isn't it? So, I'm going to get these two arms painted. And then I'm going to put them out and let them dry and see if they need two coats. I'm hoping they just need one. But look at that. There's no brush strokes. No brush strokes when you use a makeup brush. So I'm going to give it a good paint coat and let it dry and then see whether it needs two coats or not. I think it's going to cover in one. I think it's going to cover in one. I like this skin. I like this color. We did good. All right, let's see if I can hold it by the hook. Yeah, we did really good. This color's going to look pretty with her face. I think those arms would have been a little dark. And that's with composite. It just discolors. All right. So we've got this one done. I'm going to hang it up to dry. And I'll be back when I get both of them painted and both of them dry, so we can start cleaning her up and putting her back together. All right, my rays of sunshine. We have two beautiful arms and hands painted. Look, still got the shine, no streaks, no lumps. Now, these rubber bands are used to hold her arms together in her body and keep them tight. How we're going to get them in here, I'm not really sure. But we're going to give it the old college go. We are. So, I'm going to try to do this on camera, but I might not be able to. Wait a minute. let's get logical here. Hold on. Let's use the second rubber band to help us pull them through. Now you're thinking with what God gave you, Heather. There we go. Now you're thinking with what God gave you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. All right. So we've got this pull through. How easy that was. Arm fits. You want to sit down? Let's sit down. Let's sit down. How about that, honey? You want to sit down? Okay, honey wants to sit down. All right, so now we've got to pull this through on this side and lock both of them through her arm so it'll be tight. If it's a little loose, I'm not worried because we can twist it to make it tighter. So let's get her done. I hope. But I'm going to tell you, now I know why doll repair places are so expensive. This stuff is not easy. All right. So there's our rubber band. Okay, her arms are loose. She got loosey-goosey arms. So let's tighten them. I'm going to tighten that rubber band. And we're just going to twist it. All right, here we go. Yay! This one's still a little loose, all right? Let's twist it. All right, her arms stand up. We did it. She has hands. We did it. We gave her hands again. So, yay. All right, that was pretty easy. A lot easier than I thought. So, let me get her straight, get a few things together, and we're going to tackle this rat's nest. Now, I will tell you, I do know some secrets about doll's hair because my granddaughters had American Girl dolls. Now, when I took them to the salon for American Girl dolls, they told me how you can make hair look new again. So, let's see if their tricks work. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're going to tackle this hair. We need a comb and a bottle of spray water. Believe it or not, getting the hair wet is how to get the frizzies out and get the curls all straight. Yeah, that's what I said. And the first time they squirted my granddaughter's doll, I was like, what are you doing? But my granddaughters play hard with their dolls. She had one doll that had to get 2 wigs in the lifetime that she played with it. But this doll is not like an American Girl doll wig. I know y'all think, what are you doing, Heather? What are you doing? I'm saturating it. I'm saturating it. All right, let's start up here. Oh, look how it combs right through. Let's get this a little wetter. So, it's going to take me a few minutes, but we're going to bring this hair back. We're going to bring this hair back just like it was in 1949 when my mother was a little girl and she played with this doll. Okay. All right, we straightened her bangs. What do you think? Good as new. So I'm going to keep squirting and keep combing and working on this head. It's going to be fun. But you know what? Yeah, it's a little work. But just think of the gratification when I get this done. It's going to be a great thing. So I'm going to keep squirting and keep combing And if you have a doll, baby doll, American Girl doll, old doll, any doll that has hair, and you want to get it back, all you got to do is wet it. Something about the synthetic, I don't know what, but something about the synthetic that makes it work. So I'm going to continue to do this. I'll be back as soon as I get her hair straight. All right, we're back. How does the hair look? A little bit different? I'm not going to lie to you. It was hard work. It took me 2 hours to get that hair fixed. But it just took getting it wet and combing it out. But there we go. Good as new. Miss Honey is styling and profiling. So, we got arms. We got hair all fixed. So, what's next? Well, we got some sewing to do. So, let's sit Miss Honey over here. All right, on her hat, her little bonnet, I'm going to press the ribbon here where it's all crinkled. Now, up here, I didn't see where anything came, but that's the top of the bow. So I thought, since we have a little yellow dress, that I would stitch on a little yellow bow right there, just to make the hat pop. What do y'all think? I think so. I think so. So I've got to sew that on and iron that. And then her little bloomers. The lace is in great shape. I just need to do some pressing. But I've got to put a snap fastener back here. It has come off. So I've got to put a snap fastener back here. And I'm going to do a light, delicate hand wash. And then I will press this out. That's another to do. Oh my goodness. Now we've got the big one. The dress. This poor dress is in such need of help. All right, let's start with around the collar. We've got some stitching in the back, but as you can see in the front, we don't. And I've got to do something to replace that. Now, no brainer, velvet ribbon we need to press. The snaps on her dress are really good. Now, this lace. Let's hold on. This lace is going to take me a couple days, y'all. This is how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be stitched at the top and flow at the bottom. But even up here, you see it's not attached. So I am going to have to go around. You see here, it's just not attached around the bottom at all. Not around. So I'm going to have to go in and press it for one thing, because it's all wrinkly dinkly. Press it and then hand stitch it. This will have to be hand stitched. And then the same thing for the other side. But as you can see, it's all. So I'm hoping I have enough black lace to do it. If not, I think I'm going to have a rough time trying to match it. But I've got all the way around here. Second row, top row. So, like I said, I've got pretty heavy plate right now with other things going on. So, it's going to take me a couple days to get this done. Now, it's only going to be a second for you, because I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, let you know what I'm going to work on, and I'll get it done as soon as I can. And then we'll come back and we'll dress her. I'll accept her socks and shoes because we still have to fix the shoes. But we'll get her dressed. So I'm going to stitch this up, do a light hand wash, and press. And so that's my homework. So I'll see you in a second for you, a few days from me. All right, we're back. It took me about 4 days to get all this stuff with Mother's schedule. But we've got our little pantaloons all pressed, and we added our snap to the back, all cleaned and pressed. So we have our pantaloons from 1940s. I'm telling you, I was something to get that. But this is from 1949, original. I'm so glad. It took me a few years to get the stuff, but all right, we got the hat. I put a little starch to firm it up a little bit. We've got the ribbons done, and I did put a little yellow bow right in the center, right, just to give us a little accent. Now, here is the boy. Okay, this was a bear. We've got the velvet black ribbon. Now here's the front. All right, we added the lace around the collar. I was able to use some of the original lace. I was able to fix the first row with the original lace. Now this second row was gone. So this actually is the lace that was on the bottom that we've redone. Oh, I see a string. Hold on. I see a string. Let me cut that. Okay. All right. So that was the lace that was on the bottom. Now this bottom lace, I did have to buy more lace. I did not have enough to do it. It's not a perfect match, but I think it looks really, really good. So here we have it. All done. Isn't it gorgeous? I am so excited to get Honey her dress. So now let's recap. Let's take a look at Honey. Honey has her new arms and her hair. Her hair just turned out wonderfully. Like I said, it took 2 hours to do it. But doesn't that hair look beautiful? Oh my goodness. So we've made a lot of progress. So now let's get her dressed. Let's get her dressed and see where we are on this process and what left we have to do. All right, let's get her little pantaloons on. Oh my goodness. Okay, like I said, I added the little snap. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. We want to make sure they don't get caught in her leg seams. Now, let's get her little dress on. I have to be very careful with this dress. I washed it by hand. And of course, as you know, sewed on the lace. But the material is very fragile. It didn't have holes and things in it. So we were lucky. But I don't want to push the issue. It's hard to believe we're getting this doll looking just like it did that Christmas in 1949 when my mother as a little girl got it. And like I said, the end result is to have this sitting on my bed. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. That's a big skirt. You might not think it, but when you got to sew all that lace and do all that, it's a big skirt. All right, so let's get the little snaps done. I just had to strengthen the snaps on this dress. They were fine. But now, there we go. We have to snap them. It's all a little awkward for me reaching over. All right, look at that. Perfect. Oh, I did good. That makes me happy. Now, let's tie our beautiful bow. You know, if I had my choice of any era, it would probably be the 1880s. I just love the way they dressed. Okay. So let's turn her around. Let's see what we have. Oh my goodness. Let me lay her out for you. So there she is in her original dress from 1949. Beautiful. Beautiful. But something's missing. She has no socks and shoes. So let me put her away, get all the supplies out, and we're going to repair these shoes. All right. This is what we have. I will tell you, the socks are made of such a sheer nylon. They're very fragile. All right. I got this down here. I need to see how this is up. I need to stitch that. Okay. So I need to stitch the socks. Just that one. And we'll be okay with the socks. Now, these are the shoes. Shoes are in pretty bad shape. They're not leather. I'm not sure what their form they're in, but they need some help. Now, this one, we do have a sole on. Yay. This one, we don't have a sole on. So, in my craft stash, I actually found some labels. Just some little cardboard labels. So, I think we can use these to outline the shoe and make the heel. So, did I grab a pen? No, I did not. I did not grab a pen. So, let me grab a pen. All right, now let's take our little shoe that needs help, and we're just going to trace it. We're just going to trace it. I'm not sure what we're going to do for the top yet. I'm really not sure. I've been thinking about it and looking at it with that material, but I'm not sure yet. But first thing we want to do is fix the little sole. All right, so we've got our little shoe. Let's cut this out. See how this is going to look. I'm hoping this works. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I mean, at least we don't have to worry. She's not going to walk on them, even though she's called a walker. That's just because she had the long legs and she could walk. Before then, most dolls were just regular bassinet per se baby dolls. Okay, I think that's going to work. Let me clean up a couple little edges here. I think that's going to work. Yeah, let's just clean up a couple little edges. Okay, now for the heel. Okay, for the heel, we want to add some more height to it. Actually, we might have to add 2 of these to get it thick enough. So, let's trace out this little heel. I'm going to start there. All right, let me draw a line here. Start here. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to need 2 layers. Okay, so there are my lines. Now let's get this cut out. All right, I'm just going to cut it straight for now. We know we need to add that little curve there. But let's see how many layers we're going to actually need. I'm so excited about getting this project done. Like I said, I've had her about 8 years. And I kept looking and looking and looking for original parts because that's what I wanted. I didn't want to buy this new fancy stuff. And I mean, we could have, but I wanted to make her original. All right, let's trace this out and cut another one of these out. I think this is going to work. I think too thick is going to give us that little, just that teeny little lip that we're looking for. Should I be using these scissors on cardboard? No. I should have gotten my other scissors. These are my good thread scissors. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. So now we take this 2 inches high. Oh, I cut 2 of those out. I didn't know they were stuck together. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's going to give us the perfect little lip here. So now we need to round them just slightly. Just slightly round them inward. We don't want a straight across edge. Just ever so slightly. Not bad for remaking shoes. Considering I'm not a cobbler. There we go. I am not a cobbler. All right, so this is what we have. Let me get my glue. I'm probably going to use Eileen's craft glue. Eileen's tacky glue. All right, so. And again, coming up with ideas on what to do with that top. I just don't know yet. I am not sure. I mean, we can paint it black to get it shinier and to hide the cracks that are in it. That's not going to be a problem. How it fastens, I'm not sure what we're going to do there. We might almost have to glue it on her foot. All right. So. Move this on. I love this tacky glue. It does great. I mean, I know it's got a little pattern on the inside. I take the truth. I'm thinking just to paint the whole thing black. The bottoms of the soles, the inside, everything. Just to get those cracks and clean up that color. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do. Like I said, they are original. They are old. And I don't see another way to repair them. And I'm not worried about remaking this doll to resell or anything like that. This is for my personal use. And the main thing that I wanted was to keep it as original as I could and use as much from the original doll as I could. Oh, this is going to work great. This is going to work great. If I can just get it on smooth. Yeah, look. We've got that perfect little lip. All right, so let's put this face down. Put a little weight to it. I don't want to put too much weight to it. I don't know. Do want a little weight, but not a lot. Oh, it's not working. It's squishing out, and I don't want it to get crooked, so hold on. Hold on. Let's line that back up. Okay. Well, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? All right. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. All right. I got a brass thimble. Let's put it right there in the shoe. If that's lined up, no, that's going to weigh it down. All right. So we've got our little shoe over there drying. All right. Now, like I said, we're probably going to have to glue it. It's got a little fastener. It's just a dot. It's not a fastener. It's just a dot. And with the crisscross. I do like the gold on the inside. But I do want to paint the outside black. What do you think we should do? Just get a paintbrush? That way we keep the color of the gold inside. And we can always paint the bottom gold too. All right, so let me let that dry. Get some paint together. And we'll be right back. All right, we're back. I went ahead and stitched up our little socks. So now they're perfect. Yes, they're a little discolored. And I washed them the best I could, but they are just, the nylon is so fragile. I mean, these are literally silk stockings. But we got them all cleaned up and we got the tops all done. So, socks are done. The shoes, look at that. Isn't that great? Can't even tell. Did a great job. Now, for this black, I've got some black paint. We're going to do the sides. And I've got a little bit of brown. I want to go ahead and paint the soles so our soles are matching. So now I use makeup brushes when I paint. They're softer, they're smoother, and they don't leave streaks. So let's get us a little black on here in our little tray. Okay. And let's see how this goes, because I'm not sure. I am not sure at all. But we got to do something. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's going to work nicely. That is going to work nicely. Yay. Yay. Okay. Very happy with this. Very happy with this. All right. So I'll get these painted up. Oh, yeah. This is making me happy. I was stressing over these shoes. I knew the dress and everything else I could fix. Look at that. I wasn't worried about the sewing. I knew I could get that. But these shoes, I'm telling you, they worried me. They were stressing me. But this is working perfect. This is working perfect. So let's get these all painted up. Now I'm still not sure when we go to put them on. We might have to glue them literally on her feet. But if we have to do that, that's okay. Because I don't plan on taking them off. It's not a doll we're going to play with. Oh, that's looking so good. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Yeah. We don't plan on taking her shoes off and playing with her, as these shoes are so fragile. Literally, they are so fragile. I'm not sure what the composite material is that they're made of, but they are fragile. Look, and painting them with the brush and leaving that inside gold, That was the ticket. That is definitely the ticket. And I think if we use some of that brown on the sole, all right, now we get to the tricky part with the strap. If we use some of that brown on the sole, that's going to make it more uniform. Can you imagine? These shoes were made as little replicas of the shoes they wore then. Like I said, 1880s. I love the way they dress. Those high button top boots. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? And you know, even when you see pictures, even out west, the women wore those. I mean, can you imagine? All right, we might have to touch that up a little bit when we glue them on. Yeah, this one's desperate need of paint. Yeah, we might have to touch that up a little bit after we put them on her. But I just want to get this mask, this big part done. And you know, it's only going to take one coat. It's only going to take one coat. Whatever this material is, it's dry and it's just soaking up the paint beautifully. I don't have any streaks or any runs. And again, I credit a lot of that to using a makeup brush. Makeup brushes just don't leave streaks. All right. Yeah, see, we've got some cracks here. And again, I'm not making this doll to impress anybody but me. I'm not trying to redo it, to sell it, or anything else. As long as it makes me happy. And that's what we should do when we do things. Don't worry about other people's opinion. Don't let pride get in your way. Remember, pride's a sin. Do it for yourself. Anytime you do a DIY project, do it for yourself. Do what's going to make you happy. Do it the way you want it. Even when we do these dupes of these products, things we see at Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel and things like that, do them where they're going to make you happy. If they're not perfect, that's okay. But you know, they were done with love. And to me, that's worth more than any price tag, is to be done with love. And if it's not perfect, who's to say? It's your DIY. You're designing it and you're making it the way you want to do it. Remember, if God created all of us the same, with the same personalities, it'd be pretty boring. He knew what he was doing. Gave us all different talents and different personalities. And that's what makes us all so special. He gave us all different things to do in this world, different jobs, different missions. We just need to receive his gifts, thank him for his gifts, and use his gifts. We don't want to waste the special gifts we get from God. You know, and we'll try to paint this if I can, because this is going to curl up and show the underside right here. This is going to be touchy. In fact, for that little gold button, we might have to get some gold rub and buff and put it on that little button. I'm just trying to do the best I can, because this is where it's cracked and everything. Yeah, I just painted over that little brass button. Well, it's supposed to be a brass button. I think it's just a painted thing. So yeah, we're gonna have to definitely. All right, so we got that. Let me see if I can get this strap a little bit better. Like I got the other strap. But see, look what we're working with. I mean, that's just so flimsy. And the little brass button. But that's okay. We can use some rub and buff and take care of it. So I'm not worried about painting it over. In fact, the paint, I'm hoping, will give a little more strength to this material. So, all right. This is working out nicely. This is working out nicely. Whoops. Like I said, it's so flimsy. But we're making it work. And remember, in this world, anything worthwhile is worth working for. You know, I don't think I would have appreciated this as much if my aunt would have given it to me and it would have been all primmed and proper like it was back then. I think the fact that I get to work on it. My hands. Let me get a wet wipe. Let me get a wet wipe. Again, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. But, you know, I mean, this is something that I can feel close to my mother with, because obviously she played with it, and she must have played with it a lot. That's in pretty bad shape. So this is great. I use baby wipes. I just get them from Dollar General, real cheap. All right, so now, on this side of the tray, let's put a little brown. And let's do that bottom soles. That black is dry. Ooh. Now hold on. That brown is looking really dark. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's too dark. Too dark. We don't want that. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to add a little yellow. We're going to add a little yellow to lighten it up. Give us more of a tan. I'm not sure how much yellow I'm going to have to add. And that's the great thing. When you paint, you can make all the wonderful colors God's made. I don't know how many colors there are. I think you get a 64 box of crayons. But how many colors are in God's world? Okay, that's too much yellow. Oh, it's too much yellow. I'm going to end up with a lot of paint here. But just like when we did her complexion, we want to make sure it's right. And if I have to start all over again to get the color that I want for the bottom of her shoe, we will start all over again. I'm not in a hurry. I am not in a hurry. I have nowhere to go. And I enjoy my time with you. Okay, yeah, now we're getting there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're getting there. Look at that. I'm getting that tan in there. always enjoy spending time with you, talking to you and sharing things with you. Like I said, I'm just a simple country girl. I don't know a lot about nothing, but I know a little bit about a lot. And if I can share that with you, that makes me very happy. All right, I'm happy with this color, but not happy with that brush. So let's get another brush. All right, let's see how this is going to look in here. Oh, yeah, look. Now it's going to be perfect. So let's just get a good coat of paint on that. Yeah. It makes me happy when I can share something I know or something I do, whether it just brightens your day to hear my big mouth or whether it's an interesting little fact that you can use in your day-to-day life. I don't believe God gave us knowledge not to share. I believe we're supposed to share it. I believe we're supposed to share it. And that's what I try to do. All right, there you go. I think the black's dry enough to lay it on its side. I'm telling you, this material is soaking this up so fast. Well, this is going to be a little different. This is not the cardboard. It's not soaking it up that fast, but I think the color is going to still look really good. Yeah. We just darkened it up a little bit. Yeah. So tell me, do y'all have an old doll that you used to play with when you were younger? Do you have a doll that belonged to a family member? An old doll? Or you just like old dolls and collect them? I had a doll when I was younger. It was a Madame Alexandria doll. I had the Pussycat. That was the doll's name, Pussycat. Okay. And unfortunately, during my marriages and my moves, she got misplaced, gone, lost. I don't know. But I would like to have had her. I had her in a white wicker doll carriage. But like I said, sometimes when you make all those moves and life changes, sometimes those special things get lost to you. All right, so we've got the shoes repaired. I'm very pleased with them. The soles on the bottom look alike. You've got the little lip. The black's coming together nicely. So I'm going to let these dry. Then we're going to come back. We're going to put them on there. And we'll do our final reveal and close the video. Yay! So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Our little shoes turned out adorable. Adorable. So let's put these little silk stockings on and get her finished up. Get her hat on. Well, like I said, these are very delicate little silk stockings. I'm so excited. And I want to thank you all for sharing this little adventure with me. We had fun. I had fun. And now I'm going to have this little doll to sit on my bed. All right. Now the shoes, I'm just going to go in later and just do a dab of glue to hold them fastened on her feet. I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. So I'll show them to you. They're not buckled because there is no buckle. but we'll put them together and let you see. All right. Let's get her up here. Got her little shoes on. Got her little shoes on, like I said. Just for this center, I'll put a little dab of glue just to close them in. All right. Let's get her hat on. Now, I don't have any old-fashioned hat pins, but I've got some straight pins. And we're probably going to need that to put her hat where it doesn't bind. Now let's get her little hat, put a little bow on it. Let's sit her up here. Looks so much better with little panties on, doesn't she? Want to be careful, though. We don't want to get that material in her leg joints. All right. Oh. Come a long way, hadn't she? Come a long way. All right, let's see. How do we want to put this little bonnet on here? Before I tie it, like I said, I'm just going to use some little straight pins because I don't have any little hooks. And we need to hold her hat onto her head. And these will hide. You won't be able to see them. Push them in. That's where nails come in. Look at that. That's where nails come in. Push those little pins right on in there. I'm just going to put one on each side. I think that'll hold it. I think that'll hold it. Maybe one in the back. Maybe one in the back. Okay. Let's turn her around and tie some pretty bow. Oh, she's so pretty. So, honey, we're getting ready to introduce you to YouTube. Honey is a 1949 F&B walker. And they called them walkers because of their legs. Most dolls prior to that didn't have legs. They were baby dolls. So there we go. There she is in all her glory. We did it. We did it. So she's beautiful. And she's got the auburn hair that I had before mine started turning dark and turning gray. Dark and gray. So that was fun. That was fun. She is gorgeous. I am very pleased with her. So if you enjoyed this video and you like my content and you think I'm just a crazy girl, make sure you subscribe because you never know what video is coming out. Cooking, Bible study, book club. We just did a complete dollhouse. DIY crafting, hauling, shopping. Just everything around the home. Everything that a normal person does. So make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this. All that just helps the channel grow. So we did. So unfortunately, this is the sad part of the video. Our time has come to an end. But we have completed Honey. She is all done and all pretty. But this is also the happy part of the video. Y'all know how much I enjoy sharing God's word with you. So today we have a verse. Now, I have a whole box full of verses. I just pull one out, and usually it's a verse that God hits with something we've talked about, or something we're going through, or experiencing, or just downright something we need to hear. So let's see what verse God has for us today. Okay, we're going to Luke. Luke chapter 18, verse 27. Perfect. Perfect for a DIY craft. Perfect for anything you want to do and think you can't do. With a little prayer for wisdom and knowledge, you can do it. Luke chapter 18, verse 27. What is impossible with people is possible with God. What is impossible with people is possible with God. Remember that. No task cannot be performed. No journey cannot be completed. With God on your side and guiding you, you can do anything. Anything. So, I want you all to stay blessed. And Lord willing, we'll have another video doing something else fun. But until then, remember Genesis 31:49. The Lord watched between me and thee when we are absent from one another.